wondering, how do you feel living in a city?
Well, I don't feel like being bothered too much to see grey areas and buildings. I don't feel depressed.
Yeah, I feel comfortable since there's some point where I need to live.
And what's the duration?
It depends on a lot of things. I think maybe after 2 months or so, I'm starting to lose my mind. And if there's too much pressure or work or something, I need to leave quick and very far.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but it's funny because to me it's the opposite. Like when I'm in town and I feel that I'm under pressure, we have the revisions for the finals, and yeah, I'm very stressed and trapped in the life. I don't feel that I'm in town because I'm too much in what I have to do. But when I don't have anything to do and it's like more calm, I feel the need to go in nature because I feel trapped at this moment in the city.
I don't know, I don't really know if this is the nature I need when I go there. Maybe this is just running away from work and people and all the mental load, you know?
Yeah, I see, but why do you flee in this pace especially? It means that you're looking for something, it means that we need something in this type of space. What's nature to you?
Well, for me this is precisely not a city.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's a little more than that. There are small villages, small towns, and they don't have the noise, the overpopulation, the big city things, but that's not enough. I mean, when I say I need nature, it's more than that. It's total exile and not a small city.
Yeah, to me it's the exact same thing. I mean, I need a total nature and yeah, like a big freedom.
Yeah, I don't think it matters, really. To me this is more about being able to see the horizon, you know, not having any limits in your vision.
But to you, what are we looking for, especially in nature?
To look, maybe, precisely.
Yeah.
Everything feels obstructed, and the gaze stops when you look somewhere, and yeah, maybe everything reminds me of time all the time.
I don't know, that's strange. At the same time, you can do whatever you want, you can listen to yourself, you can be simply you, you know. And on the other hand, you just disappear in something way bigger than you, that embraces you and absorbs you. That's a bit strange.
Yeah, it's a bit like a concert. You're both tiny and giant at the same time. You're tiny compared to the immensity of what you're part of, but at the same time, the fact that you're in that immensity makes you very big, and that's wonderful.
I don't think that these two feelings are contradictory. Like, I mean, it's two feelings, and so you're neither completely one nor completely the other. Like, in nature, of course, you have this space to refocus on yourself, to go in your deep thoughts, and it's something that is not allowed in the city because there's too much stimulation.
Yeah, she's right.
But,
She's definitely right.
but alongside this thinking, this refocusing, you also have deep and beautiful environment that surpasses you, and so it's also something that is possible to just let you surpass by it and to get out of your bubble and just to embrace what is around you.
Yeah. Besides, I don't think about the same things. I mean, in the city, yeah, everything I think about in the city become meaningless when I'm not in the city.
To me, it depends on the period and on the duration. I mean, if I live just for a few days and it's a little escape, I think that my thoughts will will be exactly the same. But if I live for longer, maybe there I will be more in the primary, in the same city, and there my heavy thoughts will live and stay in the city.
I disagree, I think.
You think? Why?
Well, I think about the same things. I just really allow myself to think about it in the countryside. Here in the city, I just feel like obsessed and obstructed by parasitic thoughts, you know, that keep me away from the essential. That's it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Not me. I mean, the thoughts are about the same thing, but the way of thinking about it is kind of different, and even very different in the city. I'm more influenced by others and by system when I'm in the city, whereas in nature, I think I will consider things that outside of nature I won't consider. Yeah, I will think it's possible to go against or outside of a usual model and to gain perspective on the possibilities of life.
Hmm. I don't think I flow like you. I just plan everything in the city. I will make a change in the city, but everything I plan, I do it in the countryside because this is where everything gets over.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm rather on my own side.
yeah, as usual. But hey, do you think some people need nature more than others?
I think that the stimulation that we find so overwhelming in the city, some people need it and have grown up with it. I have a friend in this situation. She's bored in nature. As soon as she's leaving the big city, she's missing something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she doesn't need nature. It's even the opposite. And she's so comfortable in the city that in nature she misses something. And she doesn't like nature, but just because it's not the city.
I wonder if after a certain time it becomes ingrained in our genes. Like, I mean, as if we have become so urbanized that now for certain humans who are living in city and who are in this rhythm, you're scaring me. You're scaring me. I don't know what I was saying, but like if for a certain human that don't need any more nature.
Yeah, for instance, your friend who gets bored around nature, like, do you think she adapted better in a better way to the city, or do you really need nature more than her?
No, I don't think she had to adapt to the city. She just doesn't need to discover anything else that the city, because the city suits her.
That is fine.
Yeah, but we don't all have the same needs. Like, if you've only known the city, maybe you don't necessarily need something else and you don't need to go see outside what's going on.
Yeah, someone who lives in Paris forever does not necessarily need to go to the countryside, and maybe on the other side, someone who lives in the countryside forever can be overwhelmed in a big city like Paris. And everyone has different needs, and needs are not always linked with taste, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everybody agrees on the fact that people from rural areas just have big trouble with big cities, you know, just adapting to it.
That's right. It's a bit like it never leaves you. I mean, it seems that the first years of your life, depending on where you grew up and where you built yourself, maybe it creates a sort of need for the rest of your life.
Yeah, the whole thing goes back to the fact that we adapt, you know. For instance, your room, your bedroom is, you know, your blue and everything is full of desire. It's full of desire of nature, you know. And how do you know you don't want it just because your father did? Ah.
Yeah, but that's the case for everything around us. I mean, all our intentions, our desires are conditioned by I don't know, our loved ones, our stories, and everything around us.
Yeah, I agree with Jane.
Of course you agree.
Like always.
Me too, but if we admit that, can we really need nature if it is only conditioned by things that you don't, if it is conditioned by things that don't come from you, from the inner you?
Yeah, but I think it's also something under construction. Like, needs and tastes and all these things arise or not as life progresses. And it's not just your education, your parents and your childhood, it's also your decisions, it's also your experiences.
And what about people that change from the countryside only because, you know, they escape from the cities?
I think we could go and ask people in the street and to ask them what they think about it. And I also, it makes me remember about Kirkheid, which is a district in Lille. And I think the idea is also, among other things, to reconnect with nature and to put nature in the city. So it could be a nice place to go and ask this question.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go!
Oui, j'aime bien, je me sens bien en ville, mais bien sûr il manque la nature de temps en temps, il faut aller chercher la nature. Oui, non, en ville il manque la nature. Il y a les espaces, mais je pense que c'est pas assez.
Je pense qu'à force de voir beaucoup de villes, on n'aura plus que ça. Il y a des gens qui ont plus besoin de voir la nature.
Du besoin je pense pas, parce que je pense que tous les humains ont besoin de la nature. C'est impossible de sans nature, à mon avis. Peut-être qu'il y en a quelqu'un, certains les gens, je ne connais pas ces gens, je connais pas. Autour de moi, tout le monde aime la nature et tout le monde cherche. Allez, la citadelle, après il y a le parc de Villeneuve d'Ascq.
Et quand tu vas dans la nature, tu cherches quoi? C'est le silence?
Le silence, l'air, ciel, le soleil et les arbres. Silence.
Quelque chose qui est...
I need a little nature, and where we live, we have balconies with lots of flowers and even tomatoes on the balconies.
Oh.
Yeah, so we do need some nature. Yeah.
Et pourquoi? Vous recherchez quoi dans la nature?
To be away from concrete, to be closer to things that are alive.
D'accord. On se demandait par exemple si ce que cherchaient les gens dans la nature, c'est être plus proche d'eux-mêmes. On se demandait si les gens se retrouvaient eux-mêmes dans la nature, ou si au contraire ils s'oubliaient.
That's a philosophical question.
We are philosophers.
Oh, you are? Okay. I don't know. I think it's a bit of both, and it depends on the circumstances as well, on your mood and what you're going through and so on.
Non, je dirais que j'aime bien la ville. Après, ouais, c'est sûr que aller se ressourcer. Enfin, quand j'étais petit, j'habitais en ville, mais en périphérie un peu de la ville, donc j'avais un peu ce côté campagne. Donc c'est vrai que j'y suis quand même attaché, mais j'ai pas un mal de la ville pour autant. Ouais, c'est sûr. Après, je sais pas si c'est parce qu'ils ont grandi en ville, ouais, peut-être qu'ils sont habitués à la ville, ils ont pas ce besoin, ouais, là, ils sont peut-être pas connus simplement. Ouais.
Okay, guys, that was it.
Yeah.
About what was said. If we don't want to lock ourselves away, we've got to focus on and concentrate ourselves on why people just go outside and see what's green.
Yeah, and recently there has been a sort of liberation from established models, I think. Is your water good?
Oh, fine.
I think the glass I use for painting.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was saying that I think there has been a liberation from established models.
Yeah.
And before it was like, it was town or country, and that's all. And I think now we're allowing ourselves to go in both directions and to make that.
Well, actually, if we want to know what some people want, it is also interesting to know and to wonder about what others don't.
Yeah, but there might be thousands of them. We can't miss something that we didn't even try. I mean, I don't have a passion, but it could. Sorry, yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah, I was saying before you. Thank you. I don't have a passion, but there might be one for me somewhere, and I didn't try it. Well, I don't know. It's the same principle. I mean, we can be sure that we might like something until we try it, and we don't always think about trying it.
That's called curiosity, cousin.
Cousin?
Oh, it tastes like shit. Ah,
Yeah, it's my painting glass, I told you!
blue water tastes like ass.
Thanks.
Keep out, you're in my house.
Okay, guys, just let's focus on, right?
Yeah, you wanted to say something about curiosity.
Yeah, I think curiosity is legitimized by the fact of wanting more, and it's because we don't know anything else that we don't want to know, and we don't consider that there could be anything better elsewhere, and we can't want something that we don't already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if there is something else, we don't know if it could be better.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think either the person loves where she lives and is fine, so she doesn't want to consider to go somewhere else. But it could also be the the lack of curiosity and the fact that it's you so focused on me, it's a bit disturbing. I mean that it's also maybe the fact that you don't question yourself about other things.
Yeah, but I don't actually get why, because we don't plan to go anywhere. We just like where we are. This isn't true all the time.
Yeah.
Isn't true all the time.
Okay.
Isn't true all the time.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I mean, okay, let's take an example. The example of another child. If there is someone who hasn't a brother or a sister, and around him there is only children, then he can't be missing the fact that having a brother or a sister, because you have to have something or to know something in order to miss it. You can't miss something that you don't know anything about.
Okay, but if the need of nature is in us, we don't. Someone in the city doesn't need to know what's nature to need it, to actually need it. This is the exact same thing for brothers and sisters. You don't really have to actually have brothers and sisters to miss having one.
Yeah, but in that example, the child in question is missing something that he doesn't know anything about. What tells him that it's brothers or sisters that he needs? I mean, maybe it's the lack of companionship, of support, but it's not necessarily the fact that he misses a brother or a sister. And even if he thinks he doesn't know, because he doesn't know what it is. And it's exactly the same thing for nature. We can't know if we are lacking something until we know what it is.
I think I disagree, but you are such a poet that I think I will never say I agree. And we go back to our finals and we end this discussion.
Yeah, let's end this discussion right right now.
Like
Let's fucking now, guys. Hell yeah!
No!